as a beginner. It doesn't matter if you're 14.9 or 25.9 or 35.9. I think you need to be patient in the process. I'm going to recommend a driving instructor. Since I'm a state certified driving instructor and I teach adults, I think it's important that you have a source to help you, because you're not going to understand all the rules, all the expectations, and to prepare yourself for the road test. So, my job day in and day out is to help you prepare for driving and to help you move forward. Hey, how are you? And it's really important that you are patient with yourself, whether you're looking through trying to find driving schools that can help you. During this time of year, it's very busy. Good morning. It's very busy. A lot of kids and teens and adults are coming into driving schools and signing up. They're getting the best instructors. So you need to be aggressive and assertive. Don't sit back. It's really important that you are patient with yourself. And if you find an instructor that you like, ask them some questions. Hey, how long have you been teaching driving? What are your some favorite things that you like to do? What are some things that students need to work on? I like to see students really feel comfortable with the steering wheel, get into the car and really learn. That's extremely important. Next, you want someone who's not going to yell at you. We are all very sensitive and we don't need anyone to yell at us. From a high school coach, from our older siblings, to our mom and dad. Driving is a very meticulous and dangerous process. So you want someone who's not going to yell at you when you make mistakes. A mistake could be you overturning the wheel and go over the curb. On your road test, if you strike a curb, that's automatic failure. Another mistake that I see is beginning drivers running yellow or running red lights. That is another automatic failure. Another automatic failure that I see is beginning drivers going 5, 10, 12 over the speed limit. When you're in a testing situation with an instructor for 45 minutes, hour, you want to maintain great speed control. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. You want an instructor, your coach, your parent to give you directions ahead of time. You don't want anyone to say, hey, turn right here, turn right there. You're going to slam brakes, lose control, and next thing you're going to crash. You never want to punch the gas or punch the brake. You want to squeeze the brake very smooth, very slow, and you want to do your best work. You have to be patient. You have to take your time. You want to wear thin sole shoes. I'm not sponsored by Converse or any other shoe company. You hear that, right? Thin sole shoes work the best. They allow you to squeeze the brake, to feel it. So that's really important. Wear comfortable shoes that you feel comfortable in, no pun intended. You want someone who's going to give you directions in advance. Turn left, turn right. That's going to add confusion and anxiety. And the worst thing we want is a beginning driver with anxiety. You do not want to have anxiety. Reduce anxiety by giving directions ahead of time. You want someone who's going to make conversation with you. So tell me, when are you starting college? What time do you get off work? Tell me about your mom and dad. What type of job do they have? Those things are really important because I want to get to know you as a person. I want you to know me. I'm very passionate about driver's ed. I want you to live your best authentic life. Don't get it wrong. You do have to work. We have to drive 6 times or 8 times or 12 times. You need to make a commitment of time, just like me. I usually come on at 12, 3, 6, 9. So right around those time periods, you're looking for me to come live. And then when I come live, you're going to jump in and listen and ask questions. You want someone who's considerate. Well, I go to work Friday and Saturday. Is there any way possible you could get me on Wednesday? If I can, I'll look at my schedule and I'll try to make some adjustments. But we have to work together. I have to work to get you in my schedule where I'm awake, I'm at my best authentic self. I can really help you. If I'm driving 10, 12, 14 hours a day, I'm going to get burned out. I'm going to get tired. I won't be my most successful self. Same thing with you. I've had clients fall asleep in the car and almost go off the road. And then I had to cancel the drive. That is really scary. So when you're signing up for driving, sign up for a time slot that you know you're ready. Usually we drive in 2s or 3s. You might want to drive by yourself one-on-one. That's fine. I will help you. Next, I try to share classroom stories. One story is that I shared a young lady hit a pothole. It was about 2 feet. She blew out the right passenger side rear tire and she started crying. So I said to myself, it's not your fault. I said to the young lady, it's not your fault. Wipe your tears off your face, pull yourself back together. We have to change this tire. So we poured over off the main thoroughfare. It was in the wintertime. My hands were freezing, but I showed her and her driving partner. I was the one changing the tire, but I had her hand me the tools. So I told her, you have to be really careful when you see potholes in the road. It depends on where you live. Where I live, there's a huge freezing and thawing cycle, so the asphalt and cement crack. And when water gets in there and freezes, it expands and little micro cracks come. And then when you have trucks and cars come over, it removes that first layer, and then we have a huge pothole. So I tell my students this because you have to watch out for those. I'm a fun teacher. I crack a good sense of humor. It's really important that you laugh because I enjoy my process and I want to see you grow. I want to see you learn. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have not subscribed, you need to subscribe to my channel because you're going to get daily live information. You're going to get best practices about learning how to drive, learning how to go to the DMV, learning how to pass your test, and learning how to reduce anxiety. That's a win. And I care about you. I want to give you insight. My ultimate goal is to have you learn how to drive, have you subscribe, build the community out. And I have some really fun things coming in the community. I want to give you positive reinforcement. You need to sign up for driving. Don't wait. The longer you wait, it's going to postpone it. It takes about 3 months to go through that level 1. This is including you taking the class, getting your drives done, turning in all necessary paperwork to the company, getting it processed through the state, through the province, through the federal government. It varies from place to place. Then you go to the DMV, you get your level 1, you're driving with mom and dad for 3 months. You have to get 30 hours in 3 months. Then when you turn 16, remember, it changes from state to state. When you turn 16 and have 50 hours, 50, you have 50 hours, then you go take your road test. But my mom and dad have not practiced me in parallel parking, stall parking, downtown driving, merging on expressway. This is when you come back to look at my content because I do road test prep. I have friends who are in the industry and I will give you that content. You have to subscribe to get it. That's the only way because that's bringing you a lot of value and that's where I need you to give it the thumbs up. I'm trying to remind you to do things constantly. Have good driving skills. Have your hands on the steering wheel, 9 and 3, 10 and 2, 7 and 5, 10 and 1. It varies. I'm 6'4". I have very long arms. 7 and 5 might be good for me, where 10 and 2 might be good for you. I'm open-minded enough as an instructor to let you feel comfortable. I'm going to give you another story. I had a young man who was born with one arm. And I said to myself, how am I going to drive this young man? So I told him to get into the car. You adjust your seat the way you want it. Move it up, move it back. You get your steering wheel up or down the way you want. You turn the wheel the way you want. I wanted to see him feel comfortable. I wanted to be open-minded. I didn't want to say, hey, you got to have your hands at 9 and 3, 10 and 2. No, I let him get comfortable because he was born with one arm. And I said to myself, how can I drive him? So I had an open mind. So he got comfortable. I put on a seatbelt for him. We drove around neighborhoods, making 12 right turns, 12 left turns. It took him a while. He was kind of palming the wheel. He didn't have a right arm, nor right hand. So he was turning the wheel slowly with his left hand. And he had his right hand, which was a plastic arm then. He just had it at the bottom of the wheel on the side. So I didn't get mad at him. I adapted. And good teachers adapt to their students. I'm not talking to students from a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. This is now. You have ideas on how I can teach you. You need to be sending those comments in. So I want you to fix your mistakes. If your seat is too far back, move it forward. If you're hitting the gas too hard, adjust your foot. If you're punching the brake or punching the gas, you have to feel more comfortable. If you're not looking left and right, you're going to pull out in front of a car and get hit. Unfortunately, I had a student almost do that. I had to hit the brake because he did not look left. You have to look left, right, left. If you don't, you're going to pull out in front of a car and get us killed. This job is very serious. It's not a joke. And I need you to understand, when I take the time to go live, you need to really be listening, watching this over and over and over, and imagining yourself in the car with me. When I tell you to have good speed control, it's for a reason. We don't want cars behind us to start road raging on us, because beginning drivers drive 7, 10, 12 under the limit. Now we have 5 or 10 cars who are angry, who are impatient, who are mad, and they cut us off. They give us the middle finger. I don't want you to go through the emotional trauma. But unfortunately, we live in a society today where people are very reckless. Okay? At corners, when we have bike riders, we need to look left, right, and left again. There's a rider to our right. If we're not looking, we could cut them off and kill them. Okay? There's something called a left hook. If we're making a left turn and a bike rider or a pedestrian is walking across the road and we don't look, we've just struck a bicyclist. I don't want those things to happen. I have new content where I'm going to be talking about these things to really educate you. I'm trying to bring you new content all the time. Downtown driving, rural driving, at night, in the rain, in parking lots, because I want to see you grow and elevate. I always want to remind you to do things constantly, to fix your mistakes. And it's hard. I know someone is in the passenger seat telling you, okay, have your hands in 9 and 3. Okay, you're going too fast. Okay, look over your shoulder. And a lot of you will mentally shut down. I've been there before. Okay, I've been your age. And you think you know everything. But you need to be humble. Right around 22 or 23, oh, I remember that guy. Man, I'm a better driver. Or I had several accidents. It takes 10 years. If you're 14, 24. If you're 15, 25. If you're 16, 26. If you're 17, 27. It takes 10 years for you to learn how to become a master driver. So you need to be watching this content. I try to give you positive reinforcement. I show you where to have your hands. 9 and 3, 10 and 2. Next, I make jokes with you to make you feel comfortable. I tell dad jokes. Why? I'm a dad. I'm a teacher. I tell teacher jokes, dad jokes, because I want you to feel comfortable. And when we feel comfortable, you're going to relax. It takes about 15 minutes. If I'm stone quiet in the car, I'm going to be quiet. You're saying to yourself, what did I do? What's wrong? If I talk too much, I'm going to overload you or overwhelm you. So you have to find the balance, right? And I'm always humble. I ask my students, am I talking too much? Do you need more support? Do you know what to do in this left turn? Left turns are the most dangerous. Why? You're turning in front of oncoming traffic. Most beginning drivers overturn the wheel and we're going to hit head on. Do I really want that to happen? No. And if I feel you're getting confused, I may give you a mental break. I'm going to say, listen, Johnny, can you get in the back? Let's relax a couple minutes. Hey, Sally, go ahead and get into the next seat. Adjust your seat. Adjust your mirrors. I want you to feel comfortable. I look at your nonverbals. Are you squeezing the wheel really hard? Is your face really tight? Are you not blinking? There are a lot of things going on, and I look at those nonverbal behaviors. And that's really important because I need you to be successful. I want you to be successful. Good instructors are patient. They don't belittle you. Oh, you made a terrible turn now. Now you're bloody heading into, that's my UK impression. I love you, my UK brother. You know I do. You got to reach out to me. You bloody screw. No, you got to use humor. Remember, we are dealing with it. I'm talking to our instructors and parents. If you're listening, if you belittle your son and daughter, they're not going to want to drive with you. They're not going to want to get into the car with you because you crack jokes and make them feel like crap. Don't do that. Keep it neutral, keep it fun, keep it age and gender appropriate. Always be professional. I try to dress nicely, get that little fresh haircut, keeping it nice and tight, vacuum the car out, have it smelling good. And when, like Deion Sanders said, you look good, you play good, you perform good. And I'm a firm believer in that. That's really important because you represent the company, you represent yourself, and we're all a human. Okay, and you have to remember that. So you can't be resting. Can you try me today? I need 2 more hours. Well, I'm really tired. I drove 12 hours last night. I got to take the car in for service. I have to go to the doctor. You have to take some mental days off. When you're young, you can go 24/7, 24/7 until you crash, not crash into a car, but crash mentally and emotionally. I don't want to get students near that. I want you to be at a consistent mental state. If it was out of 10, 10 being the max, I want you at 7, 8, comfortable. I always ask how you're doing. I always say hi to your caregivers because I want to know, are you tired? Did you fight with your mom and dad? Are you angry? Did you work many hours at your job? I always let you talk to one another in class. I let you listen to the radio. I'm patient. I don't belittle you. Good instructors always are positive and smiling. I smile the most. I love my teeth because that's who I am. And I want to show you that love, that support, and I want you to get better. Guys, I love you. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. I will talk to you this evening. Bye.